Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're bringing you round one of P1RC's new Thursday league. It's only a little short league, 4 weeks, but it is going to be an interesting one. So damage is on tonight in these Mustangs. Oh, okay. Dizzy's left the room. Okay, so we'll just wait for Dizzy to get back. So they are driving the Gr3 Mustangs. It is a team event again. 3 teams involved. Let me just pull up some data on this. Here we go then. So tonight we're live from Saint Croix Circuit B. So it is the right way round, but it is an awkward circuit if you've not practiced on it. Me personally, I like the Saint Croix tracks, if I can remember which one I'm driving on. There are many variations of this thing. So just wait for these settings to come up and P1 Don to get back in the room. Sorry, P1 Diz. And we'll crack on. So, format for tonight, a 15-minute qualifier and then one 30-minute endurance race. So you are able to use any tyres between softs and super softs and the mediums. Brake horsepower on these cars is set to 652 brake and the weight is 1,209 kilograms. Tyre wear is set at ×2. Fuel is set at ×4. They only start with 80% of fuel. As I said at the start, they have got full damage on tonight. So any looks like the lobby may have frozen. Any damage? Yeah, looks like the game has frozen or the lobby's semi-shut or something. Any damage they pick up, they will have to make a trip to the pits to get that repaired. Slipstream set at real, penalties on weak. Right, looks like everyone's going to have to leave this lobby and possibly restart it. Didn't look too strong when I joined. There's only a couple of bars, so possibly connection issues. A lot of the drivers actually changing their names for the P1 sim race sim community. We've got P1RC Ghost Realm, P1 Skippy, P1RC Baggy, P1 Benny. Benny last week was Benny in all the numbers. We've got a P1 Apache UK. I'm not too sure who that is. I'm sure I'll find out. Somebody will point me in the right direction at some point. Mocking Weeks, a regular P1 Dylan. So that's Dylan Curtin. So that's going to confuse me a little bit. P1 Don, P1 Manny Affec. Got to restart the lobby. Okay, let's get out. Oh, wrong one. Boom, boom, pow. So yes, only a short league. This one, 4 weeks. Baggy's shortened it to help the guys get a bit of time in on the courses and the tracks that are coming up in the GTTCC. That's hosted by MRC. That's coming up on the 4th of September. I'm actually racing it, so let's just wait for this lobby to restart. Not yet. Alright, while we're waiting, let's have a look at the teams. So yeah, I still don't know who P1 Apache is, but let's go through them. So, like I say, they're all driving the same car. It's the Gr3 Mustang. We've got the white team, which is captain is P1 Dylan. I've got P1 Reg GT. Like I say, some of these guys have changed their names, so it might be a little bit confusing for you and I tonight. So the white team is Dylan, Reg GT, Valium Rage, Ghost Realm Gaming, and Manny Affec. The red team is P1 Diz, P1 Don, Rear Wheel 72, Luke Doherty, and P1RC Baggy. And blue team is Rousey and Baba, captain, Benny, all the numbers, although changed his name, Mocking Weeks, P1 Apache UK, and P1 Skippy. So 5 per team, 3 teams to play with tonight. So it's going to be interesting with the damage on full. And like I say, Saint Croix C, all the Saint Croix circuits can be a little bit tricky if you don't know If you don't know which corner's coming up, and they are quite long circuits as well, it's a lot to remember. And with all the different variations, you can think you're coming up to one corner and actually coming up to a completely different corner because it'll be turning left instead of right or something. That's how these circuits work. You do see the same parts of the same track, but it'll, 90-degree left on one circuit, it will turn into a 90-degree right on the next variation of the circuit. That's a nice Gr3 Mercedes, wasn't it? It's one of my favourite cars in this game. Right, so the lobby working currently. All drivers in the room, so yeah, full lobby tonight, all drivers present. Settings being changed again. So these Gr3 Mustangs all leaving the pits now then. Let's get ourselves on board. So this is qualifying. Gr3 just finishing off his ghosting. Oh, he's left and left us with a blank screen. Let's go and find the top spots. Oh, it is Gr3. How did you do that? Nice sounding cars, these Mustangs. Do we say 600 something brake, 500 something brake, 652 brake, these Mustangs. They look pretty mean as well. All the boys rocking a darksmoka sticker somewhere on their car. Thank you, gentlemen. Livery is done by, may have changed his name. Possibly he's mocking with all the liveries. Since Apache changed his name from Smoke, not too sure. So, long circuit this one. Just turn all the usual gubbins on for everyone. Gr3 then onto one of the longer straights. He's sitting at the back of the pack, even though he says he's first. Skippy is actually, or has he just left the pits as well, I believe? Something's not quite right with this lobby. Right, let's go for a lap with Gr3. So, across the start-finish line we go. Down towards this 90-degree right, first turn. Could be chaos, hopefully. There's plenty of room there for you to go about 3 wide through there. But can be dangerous. So this little straight, little kick to the right. Hard on the brakes into the 90-degree left. Over the brow of the hill as well. You can catch a lot of drivers out. Easy to run wide through there. So just rolling around to the right now. Again, can be an awkward corner. You have to run it out to the left here to catch the apex on the right. Just here, just a little lift through there. Catch the apex on the left and easy onto the bridge. There is a little bobble on it, just there, as Gr3 noticed. Just settles the back of these cars, and with the rear-wheel drive, you put the power down just as you hit that little bobble. It sends you all over the place. There's a little bobble on the way out as well, I believe. Just there as you drop off, just kicks the tail end of these cars out, so into the 90-degree left. So we head down to one of the faster parts of the circuit, through this long sweeping right. Again, just have to lift through here, easy to run wide, smash into that barrier on the left-hand side. Now we begin the power run. So it's just going to veer off to the right here and back up the hill. Veers right again slightly, and then into an almost hairpin right. More than an elbow, really, more than a hairpin. So through the little wiggle section. You can carry a lot of speed through here if you catch these apexes right. Through to the left, a little dab of brakes just as you're going into the final left down the hill. Again, easy to run wide into that barrier, down towards the 90-degree final turn. Cutting a lot of curb there. Luke picking up a penalty for his trouble as well. Does he lose that, or is he just going to blast it across the line? He's just going to blast it. So he's picked up, it says 206 there, but he has actually put in a 207 due to that penalty, so 207.6 is how long these tracks are. Or Luke getting it wide on that first turn. Right, so let's start looking at the grid order as it is. The drivers are pretty much all through the start-finish line now. One driver in the pits. P1 Don currently holding fastest at the minute with 205.3. So driving for Team Red. P1 Dylan, second place, driving for Team White. 205.6. Quarter of a second back. Marking the liveries tonight, boys. Marking Weeks, blue team. He's put in a 205.6. So red, white, blue, one of each up front. P1 is in fourth, 206.0. Team Red. So again, a good mix by the look of it. We've got another Team White and then another Team Red. So Ghost Realm in fifth, 206.1 for Ghost Realm. Rear wheel 72, 206.6. Valium 207.0. Lucas put in a 207.3. One Apache 207.3 as well. He's hot on the tail of P1 Don through there. This is qualifying, boys, just keep that in mind. Apache UK might be just trying to use P1 Don for a bit of a slipstream, follow his lines, being as he is the fastest man on track currently. So Baggy in, getting a little bit wide there. Baggy in 11th, 207.9 for Bags. Benny 208.1. Drivers peeling into the pits already. Ghost Realm. Benny just put himself up into 5th then. 205.8. So where were we? Baggy, Apache. So Skippy in 11th then, 207.3. Luke chucking himself back in the pits, and Raoul. Let's see what Raoul's got as he comes across the line. This is out lap, so he is not going to be super quick. No, 207.3. 14th at the minute, but we know Raoul can go quicker once he turns the bionic foot on. Don then, still holding that top spot. Only just in front of P1 Red GT for Team White. Halfway through qualifying already. They've only managed 3 laps. This is in 4th. So now 3rd. Pushed down to 4th. 5th, 205.7. Benny 6th, then 205.8. Shuffling around at the back. Wheel 8th with a 206.4. So they are going 3 wide down here. Oh, sorry, driver backing out. Trying to get past UK up UK. That's going to confuse me. It's going to keep making me want to say UK Apache. Old school drum bass days. So Bag's gone a little bit quicker, 207.2. That puts him into 10th. P1 Apache at 11th, 207.2. P1 Manny at 207.2 as well. Far off Apache UK. Skippy in 13th, 207.3. Luke in 14th. Ouch. This is an out lap, so it won't be super quick. 258. So Raul then was in his quickest lap of qualifying so far, 2:05.1. That chucks him into third. Dylan in the pits, looking for fresh rubber, trying to get at that time. So the drivers picking up damage. Nobody seems to be getting this circuit wrong. May all change when it comes to the race though. The old red mist comes down. Make that gap when, well, wait and see. I say it's quite a wide track. It should make for some good overtakes with the quite long straights. The slipstream set it real. I'll see Gr3 just getting a little bit wide there, clipping the wall. So 13th, Skippy 14th, Luke still 15th. Pop up in the chat saying he's had not a lot of practice on this one. He's done 4 laps in total in the whole time he's on the game. So back out in front then. Nobody able to take that pole position off of P1 Don just yet. Just about 4 minutes remaining of quali. Still holding on to that second as well. Let's see what they've got as they come across the line. We might see 1 or 2 positions change. Dylan he's in 4th currently. So Raul's got quicker. He's put it at 2:04.9 for pole position. He's obviously switched that foot on, put the old 9-volt battery in there. Was it double A's? I can't remember Raul. I forget what he specified, but takes the pole for now. We're 11.5 minutes in. A couple of minutes for these guys to try and better that. P1 Don now pushed into 2nd then. Let's just see what he's got as he comes down this bridge through the timing line. So it'll be his best. It's not better than Raul's, I don't think. It's not a purple sector. Oh, it definitely won't be now. Dukes, evening brother. You're still on British GTs, my friend. So that pushes Dylan down into. Oh, sorry, no, he's not. He was in 4th anyway. But purple sectors from him. To go quicker then. Set of racing softs. He's only got a quarter of a tank on, so really quite light. Let's see what he's got down at this timing line. Still purple, quarter of a second. Let's see if we can get a bit of a look at Dylan's lines. We've got bumper cam then. In that wall to the right. Again, careful on the way out not to clip that wall on the left. Just shaved a millimetre of paint off that front wing. He's gained more time, 3 of a second faster than GT, actually going quicker at the minute. Just flick through to Reg GT, see what time he's put in. He's putting in 2:04.7. Back on board with Dylan. He's only got a couple of corners left. He's lost a bit of time, but he's still purple. So through his final turn, again unsettled that car through those chicanes. They are quite bumpy through there. So has he lost the advantage? Keeps it clean through the final turn. Again, doesn't run it wide, doesn't cut it too tight across the apex. He does. 2:04.5 then. So provisional pole at the minute. Got a minute left on the clock. Two of these drivers probably won't finish the lap. P1 Reg looks like he's content with his second. Raoul is going to have to be content with third. P1 Don is going to be fourth. All these drivers rolling round now. P1 Diz still looks like he's trying to put a lap in, so he's going to come across the line. Currently sitting in fifth. Oh no, he's given it up. That was a 2:35 anyway, it was a slow lap. So Mocking Weeks 6th, 2:05.5. Ghost Realm 7th with a 2:05.5 as well. 7,000s behind Mocking. Rear Wheel 72 in 8th, 2:05.6. Valium in 9th, 2:05.7. Benny's still on a hot lap. Currently in 10th, 2:05.8. It's just a win to the race anyway, so we might have to finish that one. Manny in 11th. UK in 12th, Skippy in 13th, Baggy in 14th, and Luke Gr3 in 15th. So into this 1 hour race. No worries, dude. Yeah, I'm just going to pay on the day. I'm not going to bother booking tickets. Unless you want me to book tickets. But yes, British GTs at Donington, people. I'll be there Sunday. Give me a shout. Let me know if you're going. There's going to be a few of the sim racing lot going. You might see CJW Racing, you might see MRC Bobby. Right, so Mustang Gr3, damage on full, 30 minutes. Grid starts, revs are up. Let's see if we get away cleanly. Whoa, bit of glitching or something from P1 Don. He didn't get off the line and then he fired off the line like he'd been catapulted. So they head down into this sweeping first turn. Still a little bit of glitching from P1 Don. Second to third. Gaggle of Mustangs roaring around these corners at Saint Croix. Just let it all settle down a bit. P1 Ghost Realm going a little bit wide, losing all sorts of time. Ghost Realm, where's he gone? Might have dropped all the way to the back. He has, Ghost Realm, so trying to get back on track. He's had to avoid smashing into the other drivers, as that is the apex of the driving line, the racing line. There's nowhere for him to go. He can't drive on track while there's 10 other Mustangs ripping around that corner. So P1 Dylan holds out for top spot in the minute. Raoul is second. We've got P1 Don in third, Reg GT fourth. Good battle at the minute. These top four just pulling a little bit of a gap from fifth place Mocking. Trying to make his way past P1 Don, nowhere for him to go at the minute. P1 Don looking to make a move on Raoul in front, so going for that second position. He will have the advantage up the hill and into the elbow. So shoots through though into second. GT trying to slip down the middle as well, 3 wide into this elbow. Raoul's had to back out, he's taken the longer line, but Reg GT and P1 Don have gone through there side by side. This is just allowing Dylan to escape. He's a second out front already for Team White. Reg GT also Team White in second. P1 Don, Team Red in third. A little bit of contact with the wall there. I think Raoul also collected the wall a little bit, slowing him down a tiny bit. He's had to stay in fourth. Really good first lap already. Mocking Weeks in fifth, then under pressure from P1 Diz. Diz just got the advantage into this turn. I think it's, oh no, he's not. I thought he was side by side with Mocking into this first turn. So Mocking holds on to fifth, then Diz in sixth. UK seventh, P1 Benny in eighth. Got Valium and Rear Wheel 72 clambering all over the rear wing of that Mustang. So good battle there between the blue, white, red teams. Oh, Skippy's getting it all wrong through the second turn, fires it into the barrier. Rear Wheel 72 in 10th then. Doherty 11th. Skippy, yeah, getting it wrong through that first turn. Has he picked up damage? No, he was very lucky. Manny in 13th then. Oh, a little bit wide from Manny. Stay away from that barrier. Almost collecting Baggy on the way out of that mistake. Skippy just scraping the barrier down this perfectly straight as well. Manny Affec then losing all that time. goes for on game and actually getting back past him as well. So back out front, P1 Dylan extended a little bit, 1.2 seconds over second place Reg GT. Still kicking off behind Reg. We've got Raul and Don side by side again. We've got Mocky Weeks and Dizzy trying to slice their way through the pair in front. Two blue teams and two red teams battling it out. Mocky Weeks trying to follow Raul through there. P1 Don and Raul are side by side again. So through the S's. Down the hill, heading down towards this final turn. The two Team White drivers up front are starting to make a good escape now. So Dylan's 1.1 seconds in front of teammate Reg GT. Reg GT has actually got 1.2 seconds over his next closest driver, P1 Don. Got to be watching careful on that first turn as well. You run too tight through that green section on the inside, and that's a penalty for you. So Raul and Don still trying to battle it out. They're mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks actually getting. No, he's not. No, he's not. It was Raul out front, and now Don's out front. These two still battling it out. Oh, a little bit of contact. Still on track though, Raul. Oh, 3 wide into the bridge. How dangerous, boys. And that's exactly why. Mocky Weeks getting collected, getting forced off the track wide. Now trying to control that rear-wheel drive Mustang. That's ploughed him into the barrier. He's lost a lot of time. Picked up no damage. Very, very lucky. Lost a lot of time and positions. Now down in 14th. He's only got Manny Effect behind him. So it's unfortunate for Mocky Weeks. It's never a good move to go 3 wide into the bridge. Like I say, you just saw one of those cars get loose as it hit that kink I was talking about, the little dip in the road. Loosened that car up, back end stepped out, collected Mocky Weeks. Nowhere for Mocky Weeks to go. He was already on the edge of the track, onto the grass, into the barrier. So Team White running away with it a little bit at the minute. They are only half a second between them. But they have pulled 3.5 seconds over third place P1 Don. P1 Don has actually pulled half a second over Raul as well, so Raul's coming under a bit of pressure from Diz. Now that Mocky Weeks unfortunately is out of this fight. It's Diz that Raul's got to watch out for. Putting a little bit of time back on third place Don. Drop back to 6th place, P1 Apache UK. He's got rear wheel 72, pretty close. So he's just dived in the pits early. A little bit of damage on P1 Apache's car. Who's that coming in the pits? That's P1 Benny. He's got front and rear end damage. So possibly losing out on those faster straights. So getting that repaired, he'll get himself back out on track. We'll see how that turns out for him later on in the race. In the meantime, the top 2 drivers, 0.7 of a second between them. They've got 3.7 seconds over P1 Don. Still leading this train of 3 cars. Same order. So nothing in it between the setups for these cars. It is all down to the driver. You can see some good racing going on tonight from the P1 boys. P1 Don actually putting in a little purple sector there. Sneaky. Still glitching a tiny bit, Don. I believe he's getting some potato stolens fitted next week as opposed to actual potatoes for his round. So we'll have actual cables running in his house, which would be nice. Because unfortunately, P1 Don does get disconnected an awful lot. He's a stupidly fast driver, and he can be in like 1st or 2nd place, and then blimp, see you later, Don. Connection drops out. Which is a bit of a shame. So he's still under a bit of pressure from Raul. These two have managed to pull a slight gap from Diz now. It was 72 in 6th. P1 Apache in 7th. Under pressure from Valium Rage though down the inside for Valium. So 2 more Team White drivers trying to come through here. He's got gets his nose chopped off, does Valium. So P1 Apache UK holds on to that 7th. He's got his corner complex slightly better than Valium to hold on to that. Apache comes in, Valium comes in, Manny comes in. So all holding a tiny bit of damage. Still got a little bit of fuel on board. They could go for a little bit longer. So Benny back out the pits, down in 15th now though. He's 21 seconds off the back of his nearest rival. Let's see whether he gets out in front of these guys. So they are just coming out of the pits now. He will be coming out to full race pace. He does gain a couple of places actually, up into 13th place for Benny. And he'll be able to start chasing down Valium as well, I'd have thought. Right, back up front, Reg GT has gone for the move on Dylan and taken top spot. 1.3 seconds of the gap as well. Dylan has to settle for second currently. Possibly got one of these corners wrong because he's lost a lot of time to P1 Don. P1 Don almost out of fuel as well. Raul still maybe got a lap on board. Might benefit him. Raul actually holding fastest lap of the race, 2:04.2 as well. So on board with Raul. He's looking to get past P1 Don. That right hand elbow down through the chicane section. Again, you'll just see how this is the second part of it as they drop down the hill. It just there's a bit of a bobble in the road. It kind of unsettles the car. There can just loosen you off into that wall. Now looking to go down the inside of P1 Don there. Can they do it around the final turn? It does. A little bit of contact, but Don's coming in the pits now anyway, so lucky he wasn't running side by side with Raul as he went past the pit entrance. So Raul up into P1. He has yet to pit. A lot of drivers behind him in the pits as well. There's only 4 cars out on track, so they must have all come in together. So nearly 18-second lead Raul's got over P1 Dylan. Dylan actually regaining the lead from, or regaining that place from Reg GT. So just pipped him in the pits. So he took on just over 3/4 of a tank, whereas Reg GT put in a full tank. So just managed to get out in front of him. He's holding on to 4th. Don pushed down into 5th. So again, Diz only taking on just over half a tank compared to Don's full tank. So again, getting him out of the pits in front. Doesn't mean he has to stop earlier. Rebel 72 into 6th. Then Valium hot on his tail. Also got Mocky Weeks right there after his little off-track action. He's been in the pits and back out. So all these drivers been in and out. Then Skippy up into 9th. Doherty hot on his heels down the bridge. Actually look that loose, these Mustangs look quite well set up. I was expecting a little bit more tail happy action, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So P1 Benny in 11th then, although he's under pressure for that position from Gr3. Gr3 got a little bit of a penalty to drop. Benny will have the advantage through the elbow. Gr3 just trying to drop his penalty. So Benny holds on to 11th then, Gr3 in 12th, Raul in the pits out front, Apache UK in 13th, who's that just crashed off track, Baggy in 14th. Oh, it's P1 Manny. So he was hot on the heels of P1 Baggy, and he's just got that elbow totally wrong. Like I say, if it's a circuit you don't know, it's the version you don't know, it can be a very awkward track. So losing time all over the place here is Manny. So he was only 1.8 seconds down from Baggy. He's now nearly 18 seconds. Right, so where did Raul come back out? Came back out in 5th place. He's got a fresh set of racing super softs and a full tank of fuel. Might be able to see the end of the race out. Possibly do a little bit of fuel saving. So Dylan still holding the lead over teammate Reg GT. These two did manage to pull a bit of a gap over 3rd place P1 Don. Got 1.7 seconds, it was 3.7 seconds. P1 Don actually losing a position to Dizzy as well during that pit stop. It was him taking on slightly more fuel than Diz. Excuse me, just throwing down the last of my coffee before it goes super cold. So Don holds on to 4th. Raul is in 5th, but closing in on Don by the look of it. So it's going to turn out to be a good fight between these two. So still holding on to 6. Mocking Weeks has lost a little bit of time to rear wheel. About half a second. Valium still giving him a bit of grief from behind as well. So Luke Doherty 9th. Coming out a little bit wide through there. So he's got Skippy and Benny hot on his heels. Benny actually coming in the pits. Oh, everyone catching the wall through there. Goes from being in 12th on these blue team's Mustangs. So Skippy letting Benny through then, so team orders in play. It's up to Benny to try and hunt these guys down. It's up to Skippy to try and hang on to Benny as he does so. Skippy's just got to watch out the attacks from P1RC Gr3. Oh, Skippy running a little bit wide through there, it's going to slow him down. Gr3's going to have to run it around the outside in this long sweeping right. Tries to cut back down the inside. Nowhere for him to go through there, so again onto the bridge. See the awkward little look. So side by side then. Oh, not quite. I think Skippy might just have the advantage. Gr3 might be able to slam the brakes on a little bit later. He does. Runs down the inside of Skippy. Skippy clatters with the wall a little bit. That's Valium Rage in 12th. What's happened to Valium? Oh, Valium smashed his car good and proper into the end of the bridge by the look of it, unless he got it wrong onto the bridge. You can see he's picked up front end damage, rear end damage, he's got transmission engine damage. He's got about half a lap to travel back to the pits. He is going to end up in 15th place, I think, by the end of this one. Let's see who's at the back. Manny out the back, but he has no damage on his car, so he does get to run at full pelt. So that just makes the move on. P1 Apache's also picked up damage. So he's got front end damage and drivetrain damage as well, so he's now going to be at the back of the pack. Valium is not going to be last after all. GT back in front of Dylan though. Again, just starting to pull out a bit of a lead from 3rd place Diz. He's actually gaining time over P1 Raul as well. Raul's got himself past Don. Don's hanging on to him currently. So head down towards the bridge. Slightly different lines through there. Negotiating the bump in the road. Can P1 Don do anything down here? So using that slipstream, just try and run side by side with Raul. He has got the inside line. Raul's just going to let it roll around the outside though, just clips the wall a little bit. But carries enough speed to hold on to 4th. P1 Don slots back into 5th. Looking for a good exit out of here. So long straight up towards this next hard right hand elbow. It's got a little kick to do it. Raul's running it tight to the right hand side of that track. He knows P1 Don's got to run it the long way round. So Raul through that elbow, holds on to 4. P1 Don trying to run side by side with him again. Still nowhere for him to go. Got Raul and Don glitching a little bit. So it's still working out to be a good fight though between the pair of them. Kinda don't want to move, but I want to go and see what's happening with Reg GT. Dizzy in the pits, so he's going to lose that 3rd position. Don and Raul come through then to take 3rd and 4th. Right, let's go and have a look at Reg GT. So he's not managed to make a break from teammate Dylan. Dylan actually looking to run around the inside down there, getting back up into P1. But less than a quarter of a tank on board, so he might be able to run away a little bit now, being slightly lighter. So GT teammate will be able to run a little bit longer, maybe go. No, I don't think he'll be able to go the rest of the race. No, he definitely can't go the rest of the race. We've still got Raul and Don battling it out behind though for 3rd and 4th. Raul's gone defensive again into this left-hander off the bridge. Don trying to run it wide this time. He just clatters into the wall a little bit. But he has got the inside line into this next turn. He's able to carry more speed as well as Raul again. Don just has to slot back into 4th. Right behind Raul though as they head back up the hill towards this elbow. Raul still hugging that right hand side. It's almost a carbon copy of the last lap. Some great driving to be running this close without knocking each other off. These boys do race together quite a lot. So Dylan and Reg GT through this final turn on lap 10. Dylan into the pits now then, out of fuel. Reg GT able to continue for a few laps. Let's just wait for the next drivers to come through. So he's got 8 seconds over Raul. Raul's got maybe a lap more fuel, maybe. Might waste that trying to defend from P1 Don. Although P1 Don's going to be running his fuel out as well. He will gain a slight advantage down the straights. Rear wheel 72 promotes himself up into 4th. Dylan back out of the pits in 5th. So he's gone for 3/4 of a tank. Fresh set of racing super softs. Don't forget to vote for Driver of the Day, people. They do get extra points in the championship. And it's down to you guys, it's not my choice. I can suggest who I think, you know, from my point of view, but it's entirely up to you lot. So, Dizzy 6th. Mocking in 7th. Picked up a bit of damage early on in Mocking. Strom in 8th, also on an out lap. So he's just gone for fuel then, has Gr3 decided not to go for tyres. Decided he's got plenty left on those to run another 7 minutes. So Baggy in 9th, under a bit of pressure from Skippy though. Just half a second back, closing in as they come down to this left-hander off the bridge. Oh, Skippy's got it all wrong though, run himself deep, clattered into the wall. Baggy's going to disappear. He's going to be carrying more speed down this long straight. So it's unfortunate for Skippy. He's just starting to pull away a little bit. So Reg GT in the pits now, and P1 done. So Raul goes back through to take the top spot. He's got a couple more laps worth of fuel on board. Reg GT back out of the pits, fresh set of super softs. Don't think he's actually taken on board fuel that time, possibly got enough to last him for the rest. Oh no, he did take on some fuel, yes he did. So Dylan back up to third then, after his stop. Don in fourth. He's got half a tank, fresh set of racing super softs. Rear wheel in fifth. Just under half a tank. Possibly be able to run to the end. We'll have to wait and see. So Dizzy sixth, big train of the Team Red drivers here. Don, and Dizzy, all Team Red. Weeks trying to hunt them down in Team Blue's Mustang. 2.7 seconds down currently. For Team White in 8th. He's got 1.6 seconds back. Looks like he's actually was pulling a little time there. Looks like he's losing a little bit down the bridge. He's obviously getting a better run in. Yeah, pulling in a couple of tenths actually is Baggy. Gaining more time over Skippy. Doherty for Team Red, all the way down in 11th again. Popping up in the chat earlier to say he's only got about 4 laps on this track. And Benny down in 12th, picked up damage early on. So Round in the pits now. P1 Apache also in the pits. Valium in 13th, Manny in 14th. And Apache UK possibly not seeing out the end of this race. So after Raul's stop, GT gets himself back up into top spot. He's still got 4.2 seconds over teammate Dylan. So they're almost identical on fuel. Dylan came in a lap before Reg GT, so Reg's tyres will be slightly fresher, slightly faster. Let's see if he can hold on to the lead for the next 3.5 minutes. Sorry, 4-second lead, currently 4.1, just extended slightly. Dylan's got another 4 seconds back to Raul. He's on another set of fresh racing super softs, a lap fresher than everyone else's. Dylan's hot on his tail though in 4th. Laps before the pits. Don just scraping the wall. Not doing anything he can to drop the slipstream of P1 Don. For P1 Don. 72 and Dizzy side by side. Heading into this elbow, Dizzy gets through, really 72 down into 5th. Still trying to hunt these two down. Maybe losing a little bit of time actually mocking. Gr3 still in 8th. Maggie's still trying to hunt him down as well. Not being able to close that gap down too much. Just under 1.5 at the minute. Skippy losing more time. Now 4.2 seconds back from Baggy. Doherty and Benny now fighting it out for 11th and 12th. Benny actually sweeping down the inside of Luke. So Benny up into 11th, Luke Doherty 12th, P1 Valiant in 13, 1.2 back. So we'll be able to gain this position off of Luke as well. It's got it down to less than a second, so he obviously knows this track a lot better than Luke does. So close to that wall. So Manny up into 14th. Oh, Patchy is back out of the pits then. Looks like he's going to finish this final lap. Let's just see where the top guys are. They may get another lap in. A minute to go. Yeah, maybe. He's lost half a second, has Reg GT to Dylan. Maybe just taking it a little bit easy. He's got plenty of fuel on board, so it's not fuel saving. So another couple of tenths there, Dylan's taken out. Still comfortably in second place, Don getting past Raoul up into third then for P1 Don. Is there anything Raoul can do before the end of this race? This will definitely become the last lap. Will it? Still on between these two. I want to just keep my eye on this. Not sure if they'll get across the line or not. Will be to the line, whether it's this lap or the next. I think it's going to be this lap. Don's going to hold on to third, so he does. Holds on to third. Raoul comes home fourth. Dizzy fifth. Bit of a squiggle across the line. Rear Wheel 72 in sixth. Mock in seventh. Ghost Trail's going to come home in eighth. So he's managed to keep that place from Baggy. Baggy actually losing a bit of time in that final lap. So Ghost Trail 8th for Team White. Baggy 9th for Team Red. Yeah, just about 0.7 of a second to Ghost Trail in the end. Skippy comes home 10th. Benny for Team Blue in 11th. Liam for Team White in 12th. Luke Doherty 13th, so struggling with this one I think tonight, Luke. P1 Apache's already crossed the line. Just waiting for Manny and the top two. So Manny, a great big handbrake into the wall and still not across the line. There we go, Manny's across the line. Right, let's go and see what's happening up front. Reg GT, he's looking good for the win. 3.3 seconds still over teammate Dylan. Heading up towards this elbow. Only the chicanes and the final turn to go. Easy through there for Reg GT. Again through the S's comfortably. Losing a little bit more time to Dylan, but just taking it easy through these final turns, not trying to make any mistakes. Give it up to Dylan in the final section. No good at all. So comes around that final turn. A bit of a wiggle as he comes down this start-finish straight. To take the win then. Nice bit of driving from Reg GT. P1 Dylan comes home second. And these two actually having a good fight in the end. Reg GT winning out overall though. So that was round one of P1RC's Mustang League. Like I say, it is going to be a short one, only 4 weeks. But it's looking like it's going to be a good little league, this one. It's kicking off from the word go. So next week we come from Willow Springs International Raceway. So if you're not aware, Willow Springs is just a dust bowl with a bit of tarmac running through it. If you go off track there, it's sayonara. Whoosh. That was me giving you a salute as you went off track. See you later, mate. I'll catch you next lap. It's an awful track to come off. There's all sorts of sand and lumps and bumps, and yeah, we'll see how that fares next week. But yeah, that was round one. Some good driving there. Some really good battles between some of those teammates and teams. So P1 Don telling Raoul that was unbelievable. So yeah, both drivers, I knew they'd enjoy that. But yes, congratulations to Reg GT. It was a well-deserved win. Congratulations to P1 Dylan as well, and Don for taking the third. A really good fought battle between him and Raoul throughout that whole race. Right, what we've got coming up Saturday night, we've got the team versus team. I forget what they're called. Is it Racing Rivals? I don't want to say Racing Rivals because it's probably not. Where is it? I need a secretary, is what I need. You know what? What would be easier would be just to go and find the damn thing. Here we go. So, Saturday night, 9 o'clock till 10:30. We've got GR2s and GR3s, P1 versus Racing Rivals, team versus team event. So that's going to be 9 o'clock on Saturday night. So it's two 30-minute races, one at Spa and one at Suzuka. We've got grid start. We've got GR2 and GR3 Lexus and Audi team versus team event, so that should be pretty interesting. Not too sure what the lobby settings are going to be, but it should be a good race. So that's Saturday night, 9 o'clock. And then Sunday night, 9 o'clock, we've got the 90s Classics, also with the P1 boys. Just changing up the lobby to the next racetrack, and if you get a little bit of a look, you'll see the Dust Bowl I'm talking about for next week. So yes, Saturday night for the team versus team. Sunday night, 9 o'clock, P1 boys again for their 90s Classics. So the Subarus, the WRXs, the 180s, the Skylines, all the stuff you loved as a kid. So that's Sunday night. Monday, we are back 8:30 for Next Gen Racing's Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. That's been a good season as well. Wednesday, we've got the team versus team GR3 event. Also 8:30, and then back next Thursday for this Dust Bowl, if it ever shows its ugly face. There it is, look at that. So you can see, if you come off on that circuit, it's, yep, you're going for a bit of a trip into the Nevada desert, or wherever the hell it is. It's got to be somewhere like that, hasn't it? Anyway, I'm pretty much going to end it here. I will catch up with you lot Saturday night. Like I say, I am at the British GTs on Sunday, so come and catch up with me there if you're intending on going. Give me a shout or come and hook up. Let's have a look what's going on in the chat. Luke Doherty, the last 10 minutes my arms were shot. Couldn't hold the wheel properly in the turns. Yeah, you did look like you were struggling, mate. Baggy Snails, great racing. Yes, it was. Thanks, Anthony. I hope you enjoyed that, mate. No real carnage. No. I was quite surprised, Baggy. Next time, change it to the other one where start, finish straight, it peels left and then goes into a 90-degree right. Then you'll see some carnage. I guarantee it. It might even be. Let's have a look. What do I want? I want that again. It might even be. It might even be the final round. Saint Croix B2. I can't remember which circuit that is, but if it's another Saint Croix, it'll be some good racing as you've seen tonight. We've got Willow Springs next week, which is the track you're looking at on your screens right now, the Dust Bowl that is. So make sure you bring a rag to cover your face. Forget the COVID thing, you're going to be full of dust. And then round 3 is Red Bull Ring. You're having that as a wet one, Bags? Is that going to be a wet race? Baggy, is that going to be a wet race? Bags, wet race, Baggy, wet race, I think. Willows isn't going to be carnage. Willows is just going to be 15 drivers all driving across the sand in different directions. That's not going to be carnage. Red Bull Ring is going to be carnage, and Saint Croix B is going to be carnage. But we'll have to wait and see. So yes, I am pretty much going to end the stream right there. You know what's coming up. I've got 9 o'clock. We've got the team versus team with the P1 boys. 9 o'clock Sunday. We've got the 90s Classics for the P1 boys. 8:30 Monday for the minis. 8:30 Wednesdays for the team versus team GR3, and then back next Thursday 9 o'clock for the Mustangs round 2, live from Dust Bowl Willow Springs. So I hope you like what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.